How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Silver Screen and Chill podcast, where we talk about all things movie and TV. My name is Matt.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Ian.
And today we're talking about the American crime story show, The People vs. OJ Simpson, and also the Coen Brothers' newest movie, Hail Caesar. All right, so let's get started with OJ, right? What'd you guys think?
OJ, it was excellent. It was excellent acting. It was things that we thought were gonna happen. You know, Cuban Gooding I think was great as the Juice, as they called him 1,000 times in the show. But I thought he was awesome. I thought even David Schwimmer was good as Rob Kardashian. Everyone was really well acted.
Yeah, I haven't seen Cuba Gooding Jr. in a lot of things lately.
No.
I can't remember.
Snow Dogs.
It's still like forever.
He's under the radar. Like.
Yeah, the last thing I just remember seeing him in that I actually really liked was Radio. I liked that a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
that's a while.
Seems like forever ago. But yeah, he really stepped up and did a really good job.
As good as the Juice.
And I'm sure we were all. How old were you? Because we were all.
I was gonna say we're all pretty. I'm the oldest here. I was young. Yeah, when did it? 1994.
1994.
So
the case was 95, probably. Yeah, I was like.
Because they started with the Rodney King riots. That was 92.
Yeah. Okay. So we were all way young to even remember what was going on.
Yeah.
That's what's kind of cool is like we kind of know the ending, but we also don't know how it really developed. So we're able to see the development on this. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I didn't know
as far as I can see, that was like the start of almost reality television. Like it was like every guy I've talked to, like people older than me, they've said we were all hooked. We were all glued to our TV screens, seeing what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because OJ was this. He was like everyone loved him. You know what I mean? It's not even like you can kind of say Michael Jordan, like if he went and murdered his wife, or supposedly whatever. But OJ was even bigger than that. He's in movies, he's in commercials.
I think
crazy.
They did a good job setting the stage for that too.
Yeah.
Because the prosecutor doesn't know who OJ is, and he goes, from the Naked Gun movies and stuff like that. And you go back and watch. I remember my dad just loves the Naked Gun movies, and we always watch them together. And it's like, the OJ's a big part of these Naked Gun movies.
Yeah, it's almost surreal watching them now and seeing OJ in it. You know what I mean?
Because you know exactly what happened.
You know more of the negative sides now.
Small fun fact. I'm sure you guys have heard this, but James Cameron was going to they wanted to cast OJ as the Terminator, and they said no because we don't believe he'd ever kill somebody.
No way.
Yeah. Can you imagine the jokes if he was the Terminator?
Oh my God! Thank God Arnold stepped in.
No, the show is really good. I'm hooked. I'm instantly hooked already.
Yeah, one thing about it is it's called American Crime Story. You were telling me that it's the same producer from American Horror Story.
Ryan Murphy,
yeah. The guy does Glee too. But they're also talking about making it like American Horror Story, where there's a different story every.
Cool.
But the thing is like they're kind of shooting their wad
One
early.
of the big. I'm trying to think of what case they could follow it up with, but
there's a lot. There's a lot of big name cases. That guy, guys that killed their wives, but what the heck was her name? It was all over the news for a long time. Scott
Peterson.
Scott Peterson, they could do that. That was a big one.
Okay.
But none of them either.
But they did a Scott Peterson movie.
They did an OJ movie too, though. I'm just saying for their ideas,
to keep going.
To do. But the show was really good. It was well acted. I take back, Eric, in the last episode, I was saying it looked kind of cheesy. Commercials did make it look cheesy, let me put it that way, but it was good. David Schwimmer did a great job. His name slips my mind right now, but Johnny Cochran did amazing. I thought he was really good.
Everyone kind of was really. John Travolta played Robert Shapiro really well.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
And I was watching the show and I was thinking, this cast is stacked. This is some big name. You could tell people they were probably
wanted
in on it, and the script was good. Everything was really good. The opening was really good.
And of course, dude, they end on the most probably the most iconic part is when they're taking off the Bronco.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, dude, they're doing the Bronco. Yeah. It was exciting.
Yeah, I like that. I only know the key points, of course, since we were all really little, and I know the Bronco's one of them. So
that was a big one.
When you see Malcolm Jamal Warner pull up in the Bronco, and it's like. It's the Bronco. God, I was like,
and you're waiting for me. Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, please. I kept pausing to see how much time was left. I'm like, oh come on, I gotta see.
It's cool that they're opening up in the second episode with the Bronco, so that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that'll be a really good place to start.
One of the biggest moments probably. That was during the. They had that during the Knicks game, and during the Knicks game, I heard that they had a small box in the corner. The Knicks were in the finals with someone else. And during the game, the whole time they had a small box showing the Bronco chase.
Wow,
it was like
just picture in picture.
And yeah, they said people were like leaving, like and going in the lobby to watch what was going on.
Oh wow!
Oh well, how could you? Like, no, I mean that was one of they can't show those things anymore on live television. Like they don't show those kind of car chases anymore. So that was like a huge deal.
And it's OJ. It's the juice. You know.
Make sure you know that.
One of the funny things that I saw actually was that during the Bronco chase, they had a news reporter. And he was going on, but a Howard Stern guy called in and was doing a prank phone call, and he was taking it like that was the word. And Al Michaels had to come on and go, actually, that was from the Howard Stern show. Like he had to come in and tell, like they were trying to give it live with the Bronco chase, and it was just total BS.
Yeah, the show is awesome. I'm not going to talk about what I think of the case or what I think happened or not, but the show itself is great.
Yeah,
it's really good. And Cuba Gooding Jr. They interviewed him and asked him, what do you think about the OJ case? Think he did it? Think he didn't do it? And he said, I don't want to say what I did. I want you guys to, whatever I think, I'm going to portray in this character.
That's awesome.
So you guys figure it out.
That's awesome.
That's
cool. And he was really cool as OJ.
He was good. The only problem I have with him is I don't think he was built like a football player. OJ was a big guy.
Yeah.
But small complaint aside, I think he's doing fine.
Yeah, he's doing good. I was interested to see because, like I said, not knowing much about it, I didn't know how the crime scene looked. So, seeing how graphic they were able to pull it off on TV.
FX is able to do that.
Yeah, they
I mean, her head was almost cut off, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's
another weird thing is how, I don't know if that part was, factual, where she had an open casket funeral.
I think, I don't know if it was open casket, but they can do really good, surgery.
Yeah, it was open because there's that.
No, I know. Yeah, in the show. I don't know if in real life it was open.
Okay.
Maybe I do know that he did bring his lawyer to the funeral.
I love that part when they go back to the paparazzi and go, "Why would you bring a lawyer to a funeral?" And it's just building on and just seeing all the stuff that makes him look super guilty. Like when he takes the polygraph with his own lawyer.
Yeah.
When he goes and he talks to the cops by himself, but he's just blowing it.
Yeah.
But the cops don't want him to be guilty, so they're not pressing him and stuff like that. It's interesting.
He writes a will. He's
about
to kill himself. He runs away in a Bronco.
Yeah.
An innocent man would run.
One small complaint I had. I thought it was a little odd that they just had to name drop Kim Kardashian in there. It's obviously the Kardashian family, and that was kind of
But they were there, but they kind of made it.
What did she say? Kim, Khloe, stop it, or something
like that.
They had to be
come
on.
They wanted one of the moments.
Yeah. They wanted to be, we know that.
I forget that people don't know that the Kardashians are kind of famous because of their dad. Who was on OJ's defense team. So
now that the show's coming out, there's a bunch of those pictures coming out, and it's Kylie. I don't know, it's Kris Jenner with Bruce Jenner, and you're thinking, damn, dude, this is actually that's how they got started. I didn't really know that. I knew about the OJ case. I did not know the Kardashians.
Yeah, I didn't know they were divorced before the case started because they keep referring to them as it's your ex. That was interesting.
The show's great. Seriously, I went back and watched it again. I was like, man, this is just so good. I'm hooked.
And if you guys get the chance, watch it on TV. Do not deal with FX now. Oh, it's a horrible service. It's just not good. You have to watch commercials.
Yeah, you do have to watch commercials.
And it's horrible.
Yeah, another side about FX now is I went to go watch. I haven't seen any Fargo. I went to go watch Fargo. They didn't have it. All they had was previews, and I don't know if they only have the newest episodes sometimes. They don't have a whole season. It's really weird.
Hulu's got the first season.
Yeah, the Hulu does. I saw that, but FX now it's
a bad service.
It's not good. It's not good.
We get spoiled with HBO to go, and because you can watch anything on HBO to go, and with FX, you're just what the hell is this? You have the commercials. They don't have all the shows. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, you can't fast forward. It's weird. It's super weird.
They're we got Sons of Anarchy, but it's also on Netflix. So
that one thing I already has.
That's crazy about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any more points we didn't bring. It was just such an overall good show.
Yeah, I think it's interesting for it to be from the guys who created American Horror Story, since they're more that whole universe is like kind of made up, interesting, complex stories where this is like a real, true.
Well, I think maybe he kind of got bored. I mean, he's been doing it for a few years. What season is American Horror Story going to be in now? 5?
Let's see. There's because there's
Murder House, Asylum.
Yeah.
Salem.
Covenant.
Yeah, whatever. The Witches.
Then there was the next one.
Freak Show.
And the Hotel. So the next one is season 6. 6 years. Side note, we're getting off track, but I didn't think American Horror Story was going to last this long.
But and then one thing it shows too is it shows how versatile this guy is. I mean, does American Horror Story, does Glee, and he does this American Crime Story. It shows that he really knows how to just make a good television show.
Pretty different stuff.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting. He wanted to keep the title in that framing universe.
That's a good idea.
American Horror Story 2. I mean, but I think it could have been its own thing. I don't think you needed to associate it with that title.
Yeah, I agree, but I honestly didn't even know it was called American Crime Story. I thought it was just called OJ versus the People. To be honest, I didn't even really.
That's what's kind of cool is it's an underlying fact, and it keeps it like in the family of FX.
Yeah.
It's because they have the American Horror Story, and now they have the Crime Story.
And they also it's also based on the book that's titled that.
Yes.
It's The Run of His Life, The People versus OJ.
Yeah.
So it's like they're going off a book too. So that's interesting.
But what happens if they want to do a European crime?
European crime.
But what if after this OJ becomes the next Stephen Avery and we all just think he's innocent?
Maybe, I don't know. Unless it's crazy.
That's another thing. This show's taken the steam out of Making a Murder. I believe anyway. Because like Making a Murder is awesome because it's like they show the actual. It's like more of a documentary. Yeah. But like I'm way more enticed by the OJ story. Like I was watching Making a Murder and I'm like. Okay, let's watch the
I was pretty hooked. I watched all Making a Murder, I think, in like 2 days. I stayed up all night and watched it. I was like, I gotta see what happens.
I have a girlfriend, so she needs to watch it with me.
Oh, okay.
It's a pain in the butt.
But it's I thought Making a Murder was really, really, really good. Yeah. I'm just saying this OJ one, I think it's because it's just a bigger case.
And how fitting is it that it was pretty addicting when it was happening? It was, and already I'm hooked.
And it's maybe just as addicting now. Yeah.
I'm already hooked. But yeah,
so that's
pretty much it.
People versus OJ.
Yeah, we can keep on talking about it.
It's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, can't wait for the next episode. What days do they air?
Tuesdays, I believe.
Tuesdays?
Yeah. And like we said before, make sure to watch it on TV. DVR.
DVR. That's what I did. I can't even imagine. I tried when I was watching. I watch X-Files on Fox Now. And it's the same thing. There's so many commercials.
Oh, Fox FX are the same network. Right?
Yeah, but it's just like God, so many commercials.
They don't know how to do their streaming.
One thing I say about Fox though is I didn't know my cable information, but they didn't care. I just downloaded it and they were like, "That's cool. You just have to watch commercials." So I think if you do have your
because that was the thing with FX too is I just clicked direct television and it just took me straight to
that's why we gotta watch commercials.
Yeah, I'll give you the information.
Yeah,
so I don't want to watch commercials.
But OJ's great. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it again.
We're trying to move on, but we're getting sucked back into it.
Is it a miniseries? Or how many episodes?
Well, it'll be a miniseries.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
Well, I guess. Yeah, that's why I think they gave it the American Crime Story thing. So it is technically it's going to be a miniseries every season.
Yeah, okay, okay, now I can understand why they do that.
Like Charles Manson next year or something.
Oh, that would be cool.
Well, just I don't know, maybe.
That would actually be a really complicated, like interesting one to go in.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I guess they do that option. So.
But so next, what do we got? Hail Caesar. Next Coen Brothers movie. What'd you guys think?
I thought it was really interesting. One. They depict the time period where movies were first just coming out, and they do it really well. Very over exaggerated with some people, and then they go back to being them, and they're just regular people again.
Right.
But they depicted the time story really good. Josh Brolin is perfect for that time story. I mean, he did a horrible movie in Gangster Squad, but a good casting with that guy. But once again, like I keep on saying. Great time period piece. And,
it's a great love letter to early Hollywood cinema. All that.
Yes.
They even do it with the way it's shot, the coloring. Everything's bright, vibrant colors of the age. The golden age of film. Everything. All the sets look so complicated because they didn't have CGI or any of that stuff. So everything is just big, elaborate sets and these big, elaborate musical numbers. I didn't expect it to have musical numbers. Did you guys?
No. I did not.
They come out Channing Tatum singing and tap dancing. You got I wish I remember. I think it's.
He was a dancer before he was an actor.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at all the Step Up movies.
Yeah.
That's right.
He combined that. Yeah.
Those are some winners.
What was cool is like they dealt with the communist issue that they had with movies back in the day. Like that was a huge deal back then, and they got George Clooney, who is just the typical actor who's just a drunk, goes on benders and all this stuff, and he doesn't really care, so they turn him into a communist.
He's a Coen Brothers regular.
Oh yeah, they could definitely hang their hat on him.
Yeah. He's the Samuels for
Quentin Tarantino.
They have a lot of Coen Brothers regulars. Tilda Swinton, Frances McDormand.
Also, does Tarantino.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Coen Brothers ones for this time, right?
Yeah.
Who else?
What were you saying? What was?
All the regular Coen Brothers actors that are in this. We got George Clooney.
You usually get those good directors. They get regulars. They get people they really like. Scorsese has, DiCaprio.
Yeah, and it's especially because you know what they're gonna give you, so you don't have to teach something new to someone else. So yeah, it's smart to do that. I mean, even Adam Sandler.
It is really smart. I really liked. I had to look up his name because I'd never seen him anything. I think it was Alden Ehrenreich. I think that's how you say his name.
Are you talking about the cowboy guy?
Yeah, the guy with Bobby Doyle. Yeah. I liked him a lot. What was really funny is how ridiculous all his stunts were in a cowboy movie. He was actually doing all that stuff. He was jumping on the cow, flipping on the tree, and he's like, "Howdy, ma'am." He's like a cowboy in real life, and then they show him try to transition into
a
dramatic French noir kind of piece, and he's just his accent's too strong. His accent's too strong.
Well, you were trying to do it, and then he kept on going.
He was really good. I think he was one of my favorites of the. Channing Tatum was really good. That whole big Navy dance number was really interesting.
Yeah, it was. It really was. And he, like you said, you could tell he was just a really talented dancer before he was ever an actor. Because man, he was moving. He was moving, and it was cool because when you see those movies, you see these big musical numbers that used to happen, and they did it perfect. It was perfect for the time piece.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
It was really they did it cool because it was over exaggerated, so it made it seem more real.
Yeah, and this is another stacked cast of people
they put up a good pull.
Josh Brolin, George Clooney, Frances McDormand, Tilda Swinton, Jonah Hill, Scarlett Johansson. Wayne Knight, Newman from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
He's got
and a lot of these people
throw Newman in this.
Well, because I think he's a guy people recognize. David Krumholtz, is that who I'm thinking of? He was one of the communists.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people in really small parts.
Yeah, and like you said, you named Jonah Hill, and he's an up and comer, and he was in the movie for maybe 5 minutes.
Jonah Hill's pretty much all of Jonah Hill's lines are in the trailer.
I don't even know if he's an up and comer now. I feel like he's just
he's up there.
He's there now.
Well, there's also Allison Pill as Josh Brolin's wife. It's very small, random cameos, and it's all right, they're in this, cool. Mr. Krabs, the guy that, I can't think of his name.
Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs is the other Roman soldier with George Clooney.
I have to say, I went to go watch it yesterday at the movie theater at my house, and it wasn't playing.
What?
Yeah, I got out of class and I was really excited. I was like, I'm gonna go watch Hail Caesar next. We're gonna talk about it. And I went to the movie theater by my house and it wasn't playing.
Oh, so you haven't
seen it? I haven't seen it. But I'm fine with you guys talking about it. But I haven't seen it.
I thought you'd see it because my only complaint, I guess you should know is going in. My only complaint about it is the story is totally a burn after reading story where nothing.
That's kind of what he was telling me.
Nothing really happens at the end. It's just kind of so here's a story. No one really wins. No one really loses.
I'm alright with that though. I'm alright.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird because it's certain characters have their own stuff. It's so that's just kind of how they go. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a few stories within itself. It's mostly about Josh Brolin and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like George Clooney's kidnapping thing that they show in the trailers, it's a big part, but it's more about Josh Brolin is the star of this, trying to figure everything out, and it's focusing on his character, which was interesting.
Yeah.
It was a lot of interesting ways of just showing old Hollywood, all the.
And one part I liked was when Josh Brolin had to deal with the journalist, and they would just swoop in, and they'd be really fast. They made it seem like it was like real fast, and then you'd come up, and then you would leave, and you'd turn around, and then her twin sister, who was also a journalist, would do the same thing, and you'd have to deal with them, and you'd be getting all pissed off. And I thought that was good because he plays the good tough guy, and he plays the good getting grumpy dude really well.
Oh yeah.
So he was you might say he was perfect for this.
There's also the deal with him trying to not smoke. So
It's
gotta have smoke. Another thing I didn't really understand was the whole. I think the only plot story I didn't make sense to me was his other job offer.
Oh,
that was two little scenes. I didn't really understand that.
I don't know. I was just trying to show that his life was in the movie business, and no matter what, even though there was an easier job, better job for him, he loved being this stressed out guy that was trying to quit smoking and didn't see his family even though he loved them. He just loved being the go-to guy.
Going back to just realizing random people in this movie, just people showing up. the director of the Navy movie, the Channing Tatum movie, I really had to look this up because I was like, this guy is familiar. The director of that Navy movie, you know who he was?
Who?
He was Raiden from the original Mortal Kombat movies
Whoa.
from the 90s. I was
Wow.
like, this guy's voice sounds really familiar. And it's just Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
That was like the only other thing he's done.
That's what I know him from.
Jeez.
But it's so funny that like that role and like his voice kind of
Is
stuck
he
out.
still
in my head.
alive?
Yeah, he looks pretty much the same. Old white-haired dude.
That's insane.
Just like,
That's crazy.
and then you have Ray Fiennes as the French director.
Yeah.
That was funny. He was really good in that.
Why did you do Mortal Kombat? If he was like,
I don't know. I have no
I
idea.
think there's Coen Brothers potential in him this whole time.
yeah, he's doing Mortal Kombat.
and then and they had a lot of funny editing choices. Like whenever they mentioned George Clooney's other movie, the Wings of Eagles, it has to have the eagle sound. That was really good.
Yeah,
It's
the
super
whole
interesting.
conspiracy behind his that movie, like what happened behind the scenes. We won't talk about what happened, but there's a subtlety. That was another really small storyline that was going on in the background. I'll just tell you this much: there's a story he tells where he has to shave the director's back.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So it goes into that.
Yeah, it's really weird. And then I think my favorite parts of the movie were anything where they showed how like any old movie set, like Scarlett Johansson, the swimming scene with her, Hobie Doyle's like kind of romance cowboy movie that he goes to like premiere of, the way it's shot, and then him doing like the flips on the tree and his little like own old western, like those are all really interesting to watch.
Oh yeah.
Like I'd rather more of those the story be focused on like their little parts in those movies, or like focusing on like making a bigger movie.
Yeah,
It's
and
really
like
interesting.
even the they going back to the politics of the time. Like Scarlett Johansson was gonna have a kid by herself, but so he's like, you have to get married so it doesn't look so bad for the studio. And they come up with this whole ploy where she can adopt her own baby. And
They
so
seriously, like, have to think
she's
of
gonna
so
have
many
to.
different things.
So yeah, it's interesting like the different hoops they had to jump through back then compared to now.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was a good movie.
It's definitely good. It's just you shouldn't go in it expecting this like really straightforward kind of story. It's kind of all over the place, and then there's no real payoff. It's just kind of like you watch it and like, all
I
right,
really don't
like
know what to expect.
like exactly like Burn After Reading. Burn After Reading was really good. It's just the story doesn't go in it. Even at the end of Burn After Reading, they're like, so what happened here?
He's
Not much.
like, so nothing really happened.
Yeah.
Good.
But I mean, at least in Burn After Reading, they acknowledge that. Whereas this, it's just like, so that's movies.
It's about the journey. It's about
Yeah,
the journey,
yeah.
not the band.
I don't stop believing it's about the journey.
No, but like, yeah, like Burner After Reading is one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies, and I wouldn't put this one up there, but it wasn't a bad movie.
Well, since we're talking about that, what are your favorite Coen Brothers movies?
Well, maybe Burn After Reading.
Burn After Reading is
I was
really
trying
good.
to think about it. Burn After Reading is so good, and just the surprise things that happen. I won't name anything that happens, but wow. It's just like there's twists and turns, and
I feel like we've got to talk about the spoilers. I just
You
really
know,
want to.
yeah,
If you guys haven't seen it, I would, skip to the next segment or whatever. But
okay. But so when Brad Pitt gets shot, like holy crap,
You don't expect that.
That
you
was
don't
so
expect-
messed up.
And he was one of the best characters in that whole thing.
That
He's-
was so
He's the lovable
jacked.
idiot. He's the lovable jock idiot.
To me, when I was just like, I was laughing in the movie theater when I saw it because I just was like, what the hell's going on? But he had that stupid smile like, hey man, it's okay. Boom! And shot.
Oh, that was like, what kind of movie?
Oh yeah,
Like, anyway.
that changed some tones of that movie.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt stole a lot of scenes, like the whole phone conversation. Like, Osborne Cox.
Yeah.
I am a good Samaritan. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to say. Like that whole scene is really
You were
funny.
in way over your head. That was a really good man. That's a surprising pick, but that's a good pick.
Yeah,
that's
no,
a
no,
really good movie. I'd put it up there.
Yeah, it's
The cast of that's great. I mean, Coen Brothers.
When I
Once
saw,
again, George Clooney,
when I went
Brad
to the movie, me and my brother went to go see it at the movie theaters on a whim. It was like one of those like 11 a.m. show. And he's like, let's go see Burn After Reading. Not only did I not know what it was about, I didn't know the Coen Brothers had anything to do with it. I never even heard of it, and I went in watching like, this is crazy. This is such a weird
What
movie.
a great way to see that movie. Man.
Yeah, it was
totally
totally like I never seen a preview, anything, and Brad Pitt getting shot.
That's a big part of that movie.
That was probably the most shocking death. I've never been so shocked.
Yeah,
in a movie.
yeah. Any movie I've seen, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was so like unbelievable. I was like, he's not dead, right?
Yeah.
He's
faking
point blank in the
it. Yeah.
face. I was like,
I kept thinking
that's not real.
Yeah, I was like, he's
that's-
faking it or something. He's not dead. He's
Definitely.
not dead. And he just never came back. I was like, he's really dead. The
Yeah.
only thing that shocked me more was when they said Cyclops was dead. I knew you were gonna bring that up. Remember X-Men 3 when they go, in X-Men 3, if you guys haven't seen it, it was a terrible movie, in my opinion. But Cyclops is standing in like this whirlpool or something weird, and he screams, the camera cuts away, and they go, and you're like, okay, he's some bad things
He'll
happening.
come back later, yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they go, she killed Scott, and you're like, what? Can you rewind that? What are you talking about?
Why? Because the whole time you're wondering, like, man, Cyclops is gonna make a bitchin' entrance, and then they killed Scott.
Yeah,
and
and,
you're
then,
like,
and still to the end of the movie, I'm like, Cyclops is kind of bad. He's kind of. It's not like I had an emotional attachment to Cyclops. I was just saw him as the jerk that Wolverine could compete with. But just the fact he was a big character.
It's like Talking Deads. Yo, Cyclops, Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt.
They're neck and neck, man. They're neck and neck.
They're both.
maybe because I cared about Brad Pitt a little bit more. That's more surprising. But
Forever Reading, great.
That whole story, everyone's Cyclops was so weird. George Clooney and like Francis McDormand, and he has like that sex chair.
That's
weird.
That added to the weirdness, to be honest. I was like,
yeah. And it was all just like the plot was so simple. It was all about her wanting like a boob job.
Yeah. And she gets it, right?
She does.
Yeah,
J.K. Simmons is like, what does she want? She wants a plastic surgery. And he's like,
just give it to her. Yeah, do it.
Just do it. It wraps it up. And then, I don't know his name. The dad from Step Brothers being like in love with her.
Oh yeah.
And then he stands up for her at the end against John Malkovich. And then that's another.
Killed.
Yeah, John Malkovich.
That was also
goes
shocking.
John.
Yeah,
that was really just.
And then John Malkovich ends up in a coma, right? Like he slips or something.
yeah, he slips down the stairs.
Oh
Right?
yeah. They're like, oh, he's in a coma. He's probably not gonna wake up.
Yeah,
J.K. Simmons is just like, whew. I just love the. So what did we learn today?
What's what happened here?
Not a damn thing. Exactly.
Yeah, it's super crazy. So yeah, that's a really good.
Yeah, I love that movie. So how about you, Matt? What's your favorite Coen Brothers?
It's a really tough choice.
I would probably say it's either a tie between Oh Brother Where Art Thou and The Big Lebowski. Those are two.
Okay.
Right now, I think I've seen The Big Lebowski more recently, and that movie's so.
The dude.
The dude is that. It has a really good cast, and it's a movie where every character, big or small, is just super like their own standout kind of thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's their what's his name? I can't think of his name. The Jesus.
Oh,
I can't think of the actor's name right
okay, yeah, that's slipping my mind right now.
But the guy from the Transformers,
Yeah,
all those,
yeah.
the sneaky guy from Mr. Deeds. He's
Yeah,
funny. John Goodman.
Yeah, John Goodman's great, very cool.
Oh yeah,
Out of your
he's one of those
element.
ones.
Don't out of your
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi, you're out of your element, dog. You're out of your element. And then like I said, and then Jeff Bridges as the dude is just one of the coolest characters ever. It's just like, what man? Just being in White Russians and just trying to get his rug going.
Oh yeah, and him wearing those gross jelly sandals. Those things are so gross. It adds to the character so much.
You know, that's another movie where it's just like, what? It's like the story's simple, but it's like, yeah, it's just kind of weird.
It's a character-driven movie.
Yeah, definitely.
And how it's like kind of a western.
You have the narrator guy.
Yeah, like and how the narrator guy talks to him at the bar at the bowling alley.
That was one of those movies where, like, the first time I watched it, I never laughed out loud, but like in my head I was like, oh, that's really funny. Like that's pretty funny, and I loved it. It was a very weird movie.
Yeah,
you know?
that whole like dance sequence.
It was a very weird impression, but I loved it. I was like, this is really good. It's really funny.
Yeah, no, that's one of the all-time biggest cult classics, right?
Yeah,
it's like the cult, not the, but it's a pretty big.
It could be, yeah.
I had a teacher in college that looked a lot like Jeff Bridges and he had long hair, big beard, and he was like, this is one of the movies we watch, and you can call me the dude. And I'm like,
El Duderino.
Yeah.
He calls her real name. He goes, "Call me something else." El Duderino. One of my favorite quotes is the very beginning. He's one of the 10 most lazy men in Los Angeles, which makes him like
the running of the
most laziest man in the world.
Yeah, and Philip Seymour Hoffman played a really small role in that.
Yeah, he was the assistant or butt.
Yeah, he's like the assistant to the.
And his interactions with the dude are just always just because he's so proper, and the dude just doesn't give a crap.
Yeah, and then Tara Reid, I forgot she's in that.
Oh yeah,
she was the chick, right?
Yeah, she's the wife, and she loses the toe.
She loses her toes. That's a very strange movie. Those are both strange movies.
It's also a bowling movie. Like it's all. And John Goodman respects the hell out of bowling, and he yells at the kid. He's like,
"Oh yeah,
fucking a stranger in the ass."
You know what that movie always reminds me of? That is the most. You guys remember when DVDs before Netflix, when you watch DVDs to go to sleep? That DVD menu I've slept through. I can't tell you how. You know what those DVD menus used to like? You'd sleep and it would just go on the back.
It had the loop.
Yeah, the loop music.
It was the bowling ball, like going down the bowling alley. And I've slept through that. I can't even tell you how many times.
Yeah. And talking about that dream scene that he has when it's all trippy and
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Lebowski definitely, I would say, more my favorite. That, but Oh Boy, We're Out There is worth mentioning in there. It's definitely time for me, but Big Lebowski's great. What about you, Ian?
I'm having a real rough time choosing between Fargo and No Country for Old Men.
Both really good.
A quick note before you name it: look at the difference between all of our favorite Coen movies.
Very different. It's good. I don't know what to pick personally. Fargo was one of those movies where it's one of those real jacked up movies where you're just seeing somebody crumble under the pressure. But No Country for Old Men is I'm gonna have to say No Country for Old Men is my favorite.
Yeah, well, at least Fargo's worth mentioning because it's got the series too.
And
Fargo's been
and
so
it has
good.
It has a similar kind of feel where it's just good people just get into bad situations.
A Simple Plan. It reminds me very much of that.
Let's not talk about
that. No Country for Old Men is gotta be my favorite. It was just really good. It was very violent. I remember when I saw it in the movie theaters, I was just blown away by how good it was.
Yeah.
The dialogue is amazing. The story is really good. I believe it's based on a book.
I don't know.
I think it might be based on a book.
It's got one of the most intimidating characters, Javier Bardem.
AKA Friendo.
Yeah. We can't even think about his real name. He's just Friendo.
He had that cool
it's like air compressor
gun.
tank.
Yeah.
That they used to kill cows.
Yeah, I remember
just breaking the house.
In the beginning when he just gets out of the car and he blows like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was insane.
That was a really good movie. I'm trying to think of in particular the hotel scene where he's following. I can't think of the actor's name.
I think it's Josh Brolin.
Is it Josh Brolin? Okay. He follows him in the hotel and he's just waiting by the door.
Yeah. He has it all set up and he's just like, he's just ready for it.
Another shocking moment is when he gets in that car crash and breaks his arm, gets to put his arm back, and he borrows the kid's shirt. It was a crazy movie.
And then I forget who the cops are. Who are the cops?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones, and then the other guy who's just like a total new, fresh cop idiot.
Yeah.
And they played that really good off of each other, and them just following the story, kind of like how they were just a step behind.
I also loved the money tracker that they had. So you're like, how does this guy keep finding him? And he had he had a tracker in the money.
And when you talk about the hotel scene, he drives by it, and he looks at it, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He's like, he knows exactly where he's at. So
yeah. Awesome. Woody Harrelson's really good in that. He gets killed. I think Friendo kills him, right?
They get such good casts together.
Yeah, they get direct. You get that.
When you're one of those known directors, you know how to get a good cast together.
Yeah, from the beginning of the movie, when they find that drug deal gone wrong, all those cartel members are all dead, and that guy just wants water. He's all dehydrated, all shot up. It's a great movie. That's
a really good movie, and just the setting of it is kind of different from movies that you don't always see the kind of setting that.
The iconic, the gas station quarter scene, where it's your lucky day or something like that. Yeah,
because you're just pooping your pants for that guy.
He's that intimidating of a character, If it wasn't didn't have that serious kind of persona to him, you'd kind of say that guy oh, this is whatever.
Yeah.
But because he's who he is and the way he comes off, it's just shit.
You really get the feeling that there's nothing to lose.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. If you guys haven't seen this movie, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
A really interesting part is when they don't show. I'm pretty sure it's Josh Brolin. I can't remember the lead actor.
I believe it's Josh Brolin.
If it's not, I apologize. But when they don't show him get killed, you know what I'm talking about? When he's 1 second at the hotel waiting to get picked up with the money. They cut to the back of the scene and he's dead, and that because that's crazy. It was just crazy, and you can only guess what happened in that moment.
And see, that's something that's lost on movies now. It's just we have so much technology where we can show things. Mm-hmm. And it goes back to the Jaws thing where the shark was broken, so they couldn't use it all the time. So
and it really benefited.
But it benefited from it. So when you talk about what you're saying, where they don't show him die. You get to decide how he died.
Yeah.
And that's a cool thing.
And it looks like some serious stuff went down. He's got his gun out, his bullet holes. See, some serious stuff went down before he died.
Yeah.
I'm going to go No Country for Old Men. Fargo's in there for sure.
Oh, definitely.
They make a lot of good movies.
Yeah, and in the wide range of them, it's awesome. It's awesome. But
very filmmaking.
No Country for Old Men. That's a movie that when I turn it on to the TV, I at least sit down for a little while.
Watch it.
Yeah, you won't just flip around.
Yeah, that's a really good choice.
Yeah, World.
Great movie. Did you guys see it in theaters?
No, I didn't see it in
didn't.
theaters, actually. I had to wait for it to come out. I was like, oh, what is it?
No, I think that's our Coen Brothers favorites.
Yeah, I think I was a wee little baby back then, so my parents didn't let me go.
I don't remember when it came out.
2000.
When did?
I really don't know.
Oh, that's a good fact about it. There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men were filming at the same time, like in the same desert.
Oh,
How
really?
amazing is that? These two American classic juggernauts of movies were filming at the same time.
That's awesome.
And I remember that because I read something where the smoke from. Have you guys seen There Will Be Blood?
Yeah.
Okay, well, where the oil rig catches on fire and all that smoke, the smoke drifted to the set, so they had to like. No Country for Old Men had to like stop filming.
Oh, wow.
But just these like monstrous writer-directors just filming these two amazing movies next to each other.
Insane.
It's awesome.
That is insane.
Yeah, we had to drink their milkshake.
That's all you remember that movie. It's an amazing masterpiece of a movie. That's all you remember.
No, I abandoned my boy. That part
That was
is a
really
really
true,
great
yeah.
part. No, but I don't remember milkshake.
Apparently.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
Anyways,
so let's move on to Netflix picks.
yeah, wrap it up
So,
with Netflix picks.
So, Ian, you want to start off? We'll go this way. We went this
Okay.
way, we'll go back.
All right, I'm kind of put on the spot here. What am I gonna pick? Can you start? I didn't think about it.
I'm gonna keep what Matt started last time with comedians. I watched the new Hannibal Buress stand-up.
Hannibal Buress is great.
He's a really funny comedian. To tell you the truth, I just watched it right before we filmed it. This show, but
I came over and he was watching. It.
but he's really funny. He's like, he's the guy that broke open the Bill Cosby scandal.
That's what people know.
So that's
Is that him?
insane. Yeah,
Was he the guy who was first making jokes about that?
He made the jokes, and then people started looking into it. Look
Yeah.
where Bill Cosby is.
Yeah.
But he's a really funny dude. He does it in Minneapolis, and he talks about how he's like. A lot of comedians love Minneapolis, but he goes, but really I did it because I had a threesome here, and I like to relive it every time I come back.
Do you ever watch the Eric Andre show?
I've seen it.
It's always him and Hannibal Buress, like, just kind of talking back and forth. They just feed off each other.
Yeah,
It's so
he's
fun.
really good. But then another part of his bit, the last thing I'll talk about, is he's talking about how he's doing a movie and there's this baby, and how he was talking about how unprofessional the baby was. So yeah, there's some good bits on it. I really suggest watching it if you like stand-ups.
Oh yeah, stand-ups. Netflix is really good when it comes to
Yeah, it's a part of their whole original like content. So like stand-ups is a great thing to pick up on because there's a lot of things. Netflix, when the streaming first came out, it was just so saturated with a bunch of stuff that no one watched. And so they were able to kind of let go of a lot of stuff without people noticing, and they just put on their own stuff, and it's doing really well.
Oh yeah, so it's a Netflix original?
It's a Netflix,
special?
yeah, it's a
That's
Netflix
good.
original.
Yeah, that's definitely good to watch then.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think mine would be Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. Have you guys seen that?
It's a great movie.
That is...
It's a really good movie.
Was it nominated for anything? Because if it wasn't, I really think it was robbed.
Well, if it wasn't, I can't remember, but Jake Gyllenhaal deserved at least a
Jake
nod.
Gyllenhaal deserved, I think, at least an Oscar nomination for...
When I read the review that he was most like the Christian Bale in American Psycho, I was like, man, what kind of movie is this going to be? And that's a really spot on. He's such a psychopath freak in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just... it was really well done and it was such a weird story that we haven't really gone into before.
Yeah, the story was interesting. At first I was like, I didn't know much about it. He's just a guy who decides he's going to start... The darkness comes from him filming like car accident stuff for the news. I didn't think it would be this creepy scumbag guy goes to make this stuff to make money, and he's just all about crime, keep going up. So he just has a job and manipulating people. It's so creepy.
Yeah, and how
he's such a scumbag.
Randomly develops this passion because before he's just ready to be a criminal. Basically.
Yeah,
he's just a criminal because he's selling that stuff.
He's selling like fence, like fence.
Kills that guy right at the beginning, I think, right? Doesn't he? In the beginning. Right at the beginning of the movie.
Right in the beginning of the movie when
he's
getting
the copper.
caught. Yeah, I think he's gonna be caught.
Or whatever he's getting. I forget what it was.
Yeah, they establish him being a piece of shit, like right off the bat.
Oh, totally.
And then he only gets worse. Like you see just how
his development's really cool.
I think it might be Jake Gyllenhaal's best movie. Maybe.
it's definitely one of them. You see Southpaw? I like him in Southpaw too.
Southpaw, yeah, we saw Southpaw.
We saw Southpaw.
But that movie, Southpaw's not nearly as good as Nightcrawler.
No, yeah, Nightcrawler trumps a lot of.
Who's the other guy It's Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton's Bill Paxton's just a great. I love a lot of things he does, and him and Jake Gyllenhaal going after each other, and then how Jake Gyllenhaal cuts his brakes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not a movie. It's a pig.
Oh, that's right.
Well, it's a kid movie, so you should definitely check out
We
Nightcrawler.
were spoiling jokes about the comic. That kind of counts, right?
Looks like I'm the asshole.
That's still a good pick.
No, it's definitely worth checking out. Yeah,
Yeah.
both of those are.
There's a lot more.
I didn't even
good
say
parts
this.
of that
There's a
movie.
pretty good sized twist at the end. Not really a twist,
Of
but
Nightcrawler, yeah.
something big happens. Where
Something,
you're
yeah.
like, oh, that happens.
It's definitely worth checking out.
Is that okay? So
Yes, that's all
all
for
right.
me.
I'm gonna go with Journey to the Center of the Earth, not the Dwayne Johnson movie.
I was so
Don't even
surprised when he. I was
Don't
thinking
even think
Yeah,
Dwayne
Dwayne
Johnson.
Johnson or Brendan Fraser?
I thought Dwayne Johnson.
They both did it. Part 1 was Brendan Fraser.
Neither.
Part 2
Oh,
was
really?
Dwayne Johnson.
Not those
There
movies.
was a sequel?
Yes, there was. Not those movies, and not the core. I'm talking the original one from like I think it was the 50s or 60s. Great movie, classic sci-fi. Ed Boon is in it. He does a really good job, and I loved it. Check it out.
How does Dwayne do?
What does Dwayne do? He's not in it.
Oh,
But he would have been great. There are some rocks in the movie, so I guess he does his first role.
Oh yeah, it's Journey to All the Rocks. It's home planet.
To tell you the truth, you can never go wrong with sci-fi. At least for me.
Especially classics.
Yeah, it's just like it's so interesting.
It's
like,
great. It's great.
Yeah.
The practical effects are really cool. Obviously, it's very old, so they got like spoiler alert, I guess it's been out forever. But some of the monsters in there, they're just blown up lizards. Like they totally just filmed like a lizard and just blew it up. You know what I mean? It'd be like going outside and filming one of the dogs and just making them the size of this room.
Yeah.
It's a great movie though. It's really fun.
It's or little side note. Have you seen the little like clip someone made from the Brendan Fraser one?
When they put Journey, they put in
like,
Journey to the center of the earth.
I
Yeah.
the greatest band
Yeah,
ever.
you showed me that, actually.
Journey at the center of the earth.
That was really funny.
But I mean, obviously the original has to be great
It's amazing.
for them
I
to
love
try a really horrible attempt at a spin-off.
Yeah, well, it's
obviously made a good intention.
It's already. I mean, it was already a well-established book, and
Yeah.
why not? It's a good sci-fi premise. It's really
Is it
good.
Jules Verne?
I think it's children.
It might be. I don't know.
Thousands Under the Sea.
Yeah, I think that's what you're thinking. Wait,
Well, I mean,
I think he
so.
made both.
Yeah.
do they do both?
Yeah, I think they both.
Huh. I don't know that.
There you go.
There
More
you
you
go.
know. To tell you the truth, I did not know this movie was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's great. It's really good. Check it out. I mean,
Yeah, you're good at finding stuff.
if you guys
I never would've known.
are, I try and pick things that I know people aren't really watching.
Yeah, no,
But things that I still
it
love.
works because every time you do it, I'm like, I should
Yeah,
watch that.
I'm not gonna throw just some bad movie out there, but I feel like all my picks have been. I feel
Watch
like-
Glee seasons 1 through whatever. That's a pick from all of them.
Yeah,
No.
Hey.
Glee's not even on anymore.
They did the
Yeah, but
American
it's-
Horror Story, American Crime Story guys. So
Yeah, so how bad could it be?
The answer's not great.
OJ's
No, but-
gonna be the next season of Glee.
Oh, what a killer season. Alright.
So you guys should
He
watch
does
it.
a Hard Knock Life.
You guys should watch it. It's good. It's very entertaining. It's fun.
Oh yeah. You said it was made like in the 50s. You said.
I want to say
Something
50s or
around there?
60s. It's a pretty old movie.
Is it black and white?
No, it's in color.
That's in color.
Yeah,
but
in
it's
color.
that color that looks like they painted every scene.
God damn. The practical effects are really good. There's some really Ed Boon. If I'm saying the wrong name, I apologize. I just don't good with actor names, but he was like this big, like he was like the hot guy back then. So there's this funny scene where he got split up from the group and it's really hot, and like so he conveniently whips off his shirt. He's all buff, and then he cuts his pants in like these short shorts. He's all greased up in the sand. That was funny. It was really funny. But great movie. I love it. It's gonna be one of my favorite sci-fi movies.
Yeah, it's based on a true story, right?
Based on the book that's based on a true story.
Don't go in thinking it's accurate. 'Cause there's like an ocean in there.
Well, that's cool though.
Yeah,
Like you said, it's sci-fi, so that's cool.
Yeah, and I love the fact that like what they were able to try and do with practical effects back then.
No, practical effects are really good.
And they're
Everything's
making a
handmade.
comeback now.
Yeah, you got like Chris
Chris.
Nolan. Chris Nolan. There's a bunch of actors or directors that do the.
JJ's doing it
practical
now.
JJ did it with Star Wars
Yeah.
as best they could.
Just best
So of course they can.
There's
Can't-
certain things, but look at the aliens. Like even like they could have totally done the
Yeah.
prequels and just gone all CGI, but that was a lot of practical stuff.
Yeah, the person who I think is old school that totally relies on practical CGI is James Cameron. The thing that made him famous, he really stuck with on the special effects.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, what's cool is like looking at T2, maybe my favorite movie.
It's a great movie.
You look, there's a lot of practical effects, but that also brought CGI into big time Hollywood movies.
T2 still looks good.
Well, the T-1000 is one of the coolest bad guys.
How about like when you look at the beginning of the movie and you see that playground just on fire? That's none of that CGI. So, and it looks like that's creepy.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's really. I mean, look at Avatar. That's the whole movie.
Oh, and the entire movie. It's motion capture and
practical effects are awesome.
keep
I like seeing them, but I think we all picked pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
I'd be interested in watching any
definitely.
of those. I've seen Nightcrawler. I haven't seen Hannibal.
I haven't seen any of
Yeah,
that.
Hannibal's pretty funny.
Those are our picks.
Those are our picks, and so thanks for joining us again for another episode of Silver Screen and Chill. Join us next week where we're going to talk about Deadpool and possibly Zoolander 2, so it's definitely worth sticking around next time.
And these episodes are also delayed, by the way. Like,
it's
delayed, I think.
There's a delayed because I got to edit them all together, but definitely thanks for
So by the time
this
this comes out, will Deadpool already have been out?
Oh, probably.
It might be on DVD.
It won't be on DVD, but we'll definitely see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.